everyone, thanks for tuning in to KT Garage. This is part 79 of the SuperHog build. On part 78, the truck is almost done. I was able to drive it, and at the end of the episode, I took it to the car show and won a trophy, so that's great. So on this episode, I still got some work left to do before we start to work on the fun stuff like the guns and things. There's the license plate in the rear that I totally forgot about fabricating a bracket for it. And this place in Texas, you have to light them up at night or you could get a ticket for it. So I really didn't want to go and buy a aftermarket one, something that you put on a Jeep or something like that. It sticks out, doesn't look nice. So I'm gonna cut the recess into the bumper and fabricate a bracket, just customized for SuperHog. This whole truck is custom, so it doesn't make any sense to go buy something off from Amazon. So let's go ahead and get that done. Hopefully I can get that all done by the end of this weekend. If we get that done, we'll move on to something else just to tie up the loose ends. And then I already made the appointment for the guys to come over and install the windshield. What I did was I cut a template, a template, since it's a straight windshield, there's a shop in town that can just cut it to size for you. So they're cutting it, they're gonna come and install it. And I'm probably gonna film the process of them installing it to show you how easy it is to get it on there. And then I'm gonna have to make some trim around the windshield, and then we're done with that part of it. I'll keep you guys posted throughout the day while I'm making the license plate holder. Okay, so this is what I had planned out for where the plate is. So I'm gonna have a recess inside the bumper on the side because I really don't want to go any lower and reduce the clearance. So it's pretty much hollow on the inside. So I drew this. Originally this is the shape of a license plate right here. And down here, there's a L angle bracket, so I don't want to cut into that. So it's going to be offset a little bit. So I'm going to cut a line here, much larger than a license plate. I'm going to fabricate a bracket that's recessed in, and then it'll have a couple of lights that comes down that are recessed inside. So that's the plan. First thing, I'm going to drill 4 holes on 4 corners, and then I'm going to just use a jigsaw to cut these lines and create a opening here, and then we'll make the bracket next. Doesn't look too bad. The cuts is not perfect, but it doesn't matter because I'm gonna have another piece that has a lip that goes over this. So all I need to do is just treat it with some paint, make sure it doesn't get rusted. And then we're gonna start fabricating the bracket that goes in there. Okay, so for a project like this, you definitely need to make a template. So went ahead and made a template. So this will go over, or it'll cover the cut hole that I had on the bumper. And then of course we're gonna have to have some depth to it. So this is gonna be the sidewall. And then of course, this is another sidewall over here. So it'll be recessed in. And then I'm gonna have a couple of lights. So this would be there and there, shining down on the plate. And then the plate will go on the inside. So it'll be something like that. It'll be towards the bottom. So I have some clearance on top for the lights. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut the steel and then fabricate the bracket. So the best thing to do is to cut this steel bar with a plasma cutter. I'm just gonna split this in half, just so it's not so thick on the outside rim, and then I'm just gonna go make multiple cuts. Test fitting to see if everything is fitting, and it seems like everything is nice and straight. You can see there's some wiggle room here, so I can get it lined up, you know, exactly in parallel to the top. Everything fits perfectly. And this is the way that I wanted the blade to be located. And then up here, there's gonna be a couple of lights, LED lights that shine down, so you get some lights going. Man, that does look really good. So I'm gonna go ahead and drill the hole so I can mount it properly into the bumper, and then we'll get it painted. I'm gonna paint it with a truck bed coating in black color, so it shows up a little bit. So yeah, no, it's just like the way I want it. So I drilled quite a few holes on here. I just want to make sure that it got bolted down real nicely. And the reason for so many bolts is that the sheet metal, it kind of bends a little bit. So I want to make sure that I pulls it in with all these bolts, make sure everything is nice and flat. So I drilled the holes already. Now we go in and tap. You can see that I can use the drill and tap all in one time bit. This is really nice to have. And this is the M5. So I'm gonna go ahead and get it all drilled and tapped in. Not looking too bad. So I test fitted everything, not painted yet. I just want to make sure all the bolts and everything fit. Looking pretty cool. So you look up here, there's a hole here, and then there's a hole here, and that's where the LED lights is gonna go. Just so at night this can be lit up, and so it's all compliance with the Texas law. So at this point, I'm just gonna take everything out and paint it black, and we'll put it back in. Check this out. Not looking too bad. So I put in a coat of truck bed coating, the black color, of course, and then I put in a clear coat on top, so that will protect it from getting dirt and things in between. Looking pretty decent. I'm gonna let it dry for a little while, and then we'll get it on the truck. So while waiting for the license plate holder to dry, I'm starting another project, and this got to get done. So this is the activator for the stoplight, and it's kind of hinged like this. So normally it's in the activated position, and then if you pull it back this way, and then at some point it's going to turn the light off. So this is for the paddle. When you step on it, it's going to turn the stoplight on. So I need to find a way to mount this under there. It's super tight under there, so I'm gonna have to get in there. You can see that I took the seat out already, so I'm gonna have to get this under there, and then this is gonna have to go into the paddle assembly, just so when I step on the brake, it's gonna pull this back and activate the light. We'll go ahead and get that done. I probably won't be able to show you because it's really tight in there. I'll get this done and I'll get the camera in there and show you guys what I did. Super tight in here, you can see there's not much room to work with. So what I did was I created a little bit of platform here so I can just put my back on here and my head will rest over there. And then I can come in and work on it. As you can see underneath, it's like, it's pretty tight in there, but you can see where the paddle is and where the assembly is. I gotta like get all the way in there to hook this thing up. So I'll get in there, get it done, and I'll show you guys. All right, the bracket dried up, so I went ahead and installed it. It's looking really cool. There we go. And these are the two lights. I haven't hooked it up yet, but everything is fitting just perfectly. A bit of a further look, so yeah, not too bad. Well, it's Sunday afternoon. It's time to call it quit for this weekend. I really didn't get much done except for the license plate bracket, which I'm pretty happy about. I think it turns out great. Now the brake switch is going to take a little bit of time, so I'll continue to work on that next week. I figure out what I want to do. It's just like, you know, I need to fabricate some brackets and get it under there, and it's probably a couple of tries before I get it right. Appreciate you guys tuning into KT Garage. If you like the content, please like and subscribe. Thank you.